such an asshole.
Hello, children. We have an interesting question, as we very commonly do here at assholeconsulting.com, and that's why I'm going to broadcast on both channels, simulcasting. Pazam, now in Technicolor. Good morning, asshole. Veteran here. I work in the trades that do pretty well. Last year, I cleared just shy of 80K before taxes. Not bragging, just saying. I worked damn hard to get here. The political powers that seem intent on making money printer go burr. As I understand, they are now talking about doing a 2,000K per person recurring payment to families until the pandemic is over. I'm willing to bet real money that it happens. We both know once they get it, UBI won't stop because reasons. No, there's reasons. People are lazy and they don't want to work. That's it. It's a very simple reason. It's human nature to be lazy. It's how we survived in the past because we were conserving calories of energy. And now, even though food is ample and bounteous, now we have a bunch of people who are still lazy. My question is, if this happens, is it time to stop working? Don't get me wrong. Seattle is a wonderful place. What with the riots, the needles all over the job sites, and the constant threats of having all my tools stolen every day, I'm afraid to get butt fucked on taxes once this goes through. I don't see how it pencils out to work with my salary in 8 to 10K a month in commie cash. Well, it's going to be 2,000. Was it per person? That's not 8 to 10K. A month in commie cash. What are your thoughts? Feel free to use my first name. We'll keep you anonymous. So, all right. As is everything, the answer is depends, because let's say you're very successful and you keep making, like you make $10,000 a month and your tax rate is this, and they're going to spend money. It doesn't, as despicable as it is that people are living off of you and parasiting off of you. And even less of your money would go there. You do yourself no good in the short term to stop working a highly paid job. I know that feeds the system and everything like that. But if you're making a significant amount of money and you can parlay that money, especially overseas or offshore, that's fine. But keep in mind, the only reason you would continue doing that type of work is to inevitably get enough escape velocity money to leave and go to a country that isn't quasi-communist. Quasi-socialist. So yeah, if you could buy, because there'll still be somewhat of a productive economy, you could pretty much, food, clothing, and shelter, get by like that. I'll go ahead and do that. But if you're not making that much money, or let's say you're like me, you're a minimalist, and you don't need that much money, and they're just going to give you all that free money, and you can live off of it. Fuck no, don't work. Why would you work? What? It makes no sense. Now here, of course, this is where we're smarter than our leftist American socialist counterparts. We think the next step ahead, where it's like, well, what happens if everybody stops working? Well, communism, and that's why grocery store and shelves go empty. And then everyone on the left gets an acute lesson in economics, like, but I got all this money, but there's no food, and there's nothing to buy it with, and there's a 5-year wait for a Trabi. That are some of our Eastern European colleagues who are a little bit older might understand that. And then they'll scratch their head and they're like, well, I guess I could eat the money. And then their daughters end up pulling tricks. And then we have Venezuela and we're eating pets. So to avoid that, you would still work, but it would have to essentially go underground. Right. So I would not work in any official capacity. I'm not picking beets. Unless I get to keep the beets. Like me individually, I have my own farm. I'll go work for myself and never transact this into cash, but I'm not working for an employer. Why would I do that? I mean, heck, half the population collects the government check anyway. If we're just going to pay everyone $2,000 a month just because their parents bred and weren't smart enough to have an abortion, I mean, unless I'm making a lot of money and I have a plan to get out. All right, it's building me up capital in a foreign currency overseas or land or whatever else so I can leave. No, I would not work. And most of my work would go underground. So let's talk about a couple ways that you could continue working. All right. One, you can work under the table. All right. So you get a little bit of money. It's not taxed. So you're not feeding the system. You don't declare it. And you give yourself a little bit of extra cash, but it would be something minimal, almost hobby level. You don't want to be banging out 40 hours a week. The authorities would find out you're working under the table. Then you'd face tax evasion charges. But I would start working under the table in ways that I could do. Another thing you could start doing is bartering. Okay. So you find a dentist, you grow some crops, you say, hey, you need crops, but you don't want to do any dental work, and declare income so the parasites can get it, essentially starving the beast. I could give you a couple of years of corn and whatnot. If you can, I got a filling that needs doing. I got a cavity or something. You just clean my teeth. Oh yeah, you do my taxes? Okay, the wife will make you freshly made bread from our garden. Although I guess you wouldn't be doing taxes if you were living off of welfare. So I don't know, something like that. And then also, if you could have some kind of overseas work you do for someone that personally, like as I say, look, here's the deal. I'll do work for you. All right. You don't pay me. You just put money into an account. You'd have to trust this person in Poland or Bulgaria or someplace. So I'll do your work for you. Yeah. But you don't pay me. I'm just doing this as you for a friendly fee. And then when I leave, all of a sudden, boom, there's this trust or this account that's under your name. And then you just decide to pay me to be a housekeeper when I get to Czechoslovakia or the Czech Republic. And then, but unfortunately, you'll not have the benefits of being able to simply have a public relation and use the medium of exchange of currency or cash. Crypto would be another way to go. You could take your payments and work in crypto. But the generally speaking, here's the problem. You're going to have a skill people want. I give the example of barter. Well, obviously you need to have a skill that people want. So we'll give you 5 loaves of bread if you do some dental work. I pay Chad Elkins to do my books, and we use some rutabaga I grew in my garden. I'd be trying to do as much like, get your own electrical system, get your own garden going, just get your food. If you could pull that off, that's a lot of work though. But your main goal would be to get out overseas, to leave. Because if enough people just don't work, because why would you? Yes, everyone does get those $2,000 a month checks, don't they? Do yes, that is awesome. And it's like, but wait, where's the gas? How come the electricity doesn't work? We didn't do it right this time. Oh my God! And then who are they going to blame? They'll blame somebody. It'll be the evil white man. I take that back. You know how communists always blame it? It's always foreign conspirators. Always the foreign conspirators. It's not that you decided to pay everybody and now you got sociology majors trying to run a farm combine and they don't know anything about agriculture or fertilizer or anything like that. No, but your hands are kind of tied. Like if nobody, what you'd also be relying on is that other people would work for a living. And here's the, this is where it depends. It's a fluid situation. Oh shoot, I just had it. Oh, keep in mind, a lot of young people who mostly wanted UBI, they have been completely programmed and indoctrinated to work, that their value in life comes from working. Now, a good 2/3 of them think their work is leading the world and telling people what to do and how make things better and change lives and save the planet and all that, which doesn't put food on the table, isn't really productive. But there's still some people that'll throw themselves in the corporate machine. There's still people who will work. There's socialist farmers vote Democrat all the time. So as long as the true believers, I guess, who have no self-respect, if they keep producing, well, fine. Then as long as you got food and you got yourself a little bit of shelter, you could just chill out. You might even have some electricity to play some video games. We could all be like Vaush. I saw a picture of him recently. Like, yeah, okay. That's a communist. Vaush would lose a lot of weight, though. Vaush, I know he's got a little bit of a weight problem, but I think that's why he wants communism so much, because it's very hard for him to lose the weight. And he knows that when you have communism, a lot of people lose a lot of weight. Oh, it's so funny. But anyway, you kind of rely on these people who have nothing else in their lives but work, and they go into work because they must work. And then you just live off of them. Some of them might be conservative, some might be libertarian, but no, if I was a minimalist and people also, we got universal basic guaranteed income, no, I wouldn't work. I've done enough. I worked enough. I tried doing the right thing. Tried telling you, worked hard, paid my taxes. I just nope, easy street. But inevitably, people are going to say, why am I going to work? Why am I working so hard? Even the socialist ideologues who have nothing but their career will start to say, well, how come they're all picked up on their feet? Oh, I got the head-to-head. Oh, wait, that's right. UBI, we wouldn't even have to have a case of the head-to-head and the bipolars and the social anxieties to get the money. We just get it because we were born. But you would inevitably have to have a plan to leave, because inevitably the producers would stop producing. And humans are lazier than they are hungry. No matter how hungry they get, humans, man, won't work, even if it prevents starvation. They will starve. They will. I mean, you just look at Venezuela, you look at the Soviet Union, look at North Korea, they will. Anything but work. I mean, literally anything but work. And I say it's time to give it to them. Just let them. If we get UBI, yeah. Well, you think I'm going to work? If that happens, I'd be like, okay, normally I'd be, working hard to pay off my mortgage. I'm throwing all my money to a foreign place. So it's like, nope, I'm setting up shop somewhere else. Going to have the foreign command. Well, the Northern Command, the Southern Command, and then the foreign command. I was like, here, hold on to this for me. Hey, I'm back. Oh, look at all this money I saved up in Croatia. What a Huts cut. Good thing I converted to whatever silver or whatever the Croatian unit is of currency. The akhlak. Hey, Clary, you got 8 billion akhlak. Oh, what's a cottage cost? Yeah, it's 700,000 akhlak. Oh boy, I get a nice hut for that. What's borscht cost? 3 akhlak. Okay, good. Here's your 3 akhlaks. Oh, borscht is good. And then Cappy be watching the news. Hey, I remember that place. He used to live there. They're burning it down. Oh, wait, that already happened. It's called Minneapolis. They voted for socialism. That's so funny. Wonder how Caracas is. Is that Colombia? Isn't Caracas? Hang on. Let's look. Caracas. Venezuela. Caracas, Venezuela. Well, that's sad. If you look at a picture of Caracas, it looks very beautiful, actually. There's mountains, green hills, nice trees. It does kind of look sad. It looks beautiful, but it's sad. That's no longer. Look, this is a nice park they got there. And in this picture, it's old because they have electricity. All right. Enough old man laugh. Well, we got the super chats. Hold on, guys. Hold on. All right. And don't worry, women are going to take over corporate America anyway, so they can work hard and pay the taxes. They'll have their diversity initiatives and the inclusion conferences, and that will produce food. Classic Bassman, $5. What? You're not in favor of UBI? What about the single mothers? Single mothers already get UBI. It's called the welfare state. It's called EBT. Understand, we already have UBI. I mean, all these different programs at the state, federal, local level that effectively does provide a universal basic guaranteed income. But this would just be more cash on top of that. Brian for €5. Hello from Ireland. Hello, Brian. Mexi Mike for 10 generous dollars. So when you decide to leave and cash in your net worth, new home, car, everything, will you be renouncing citizenship, nomad capitalist, to minimalist elsewhere, or just leave but still send cash back for taxes? I don't know. I got to figure that out. I'm kind of like, I don't really have family here or anything like that. If I find a place that I really like, maybe I'd want to get citizenship somewhere else. But when it comes to like renouncing U.S. citizenship, it could come to that point where I just like, yes, screw it. I declare like I'm a refugee. I'll be here. I'll work. I'm sure if I give up my citizenship, by that time, the United States government will have come in and like any expat, we're gonna, by their name, we're gonna shut it down. You can't do business, and they'll forbid U.S. companies from doing business with any expat or somebody from overseas. They'll I mean, for God's sake, Stalin would send he sent agents to kill Dostoevsky or no Trotsky. When Soviet competitors would come here, sports, Olympics, whatever. The KGB would be sent so no one defected. You're not free. They're going to come after you because how dare they? It's all ego, man. All ego and jealousy. They cannot stand to see someone succeed. They just can't. Atham, my recently snipped testicles salute you. Thank you. See, and Atham won't bring no kids into the world. I won't bring no kids into the world. We're all good. It's all good. Won't have to worry about it. Don't worry. There's plenty of single mothers bringing plenty of other men's children into the world. And all those children are going to be great, hardworking engineers, doctors, and surgeons, and astronauts and producers. You guys are all taken care of. Don't worry. Okay. I mean, because look at Gen Z. Aren't they just like going to save everything, right? Look at their productive capacity. And they must be saving a lot of money living at home until the age of 30. See, but Aaron, it'll cause a stimulus and there'll be more demand. That way the engines will go burr. No, they won't. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.